This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the Manhattan Portage Atlas Sling Pro, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. If you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. Let's dive in. So as you can probably see here from the logo, this is a collaboration between Manhattan Portage and Everyday Carry. So we've got quite a few, different EDC features going on here that we're all going to dive into. So the primary pack material here is 100% recycled Cordura Recore RN66, which is very durable, has pretty good water resistance as well. Overall, I think it looks pretty nice, and there's a ton of things going on the exterior here. So not that that takes away from the material, but it just kind of adds to it. I will note that it does kind of pick up hair a little bit. I'm fostering some dogs right now, and it got a little bit hairy, but it cleans up really easily, even just using tape, like wrapped around your hand and kind of dab it. Comes off pretty easily, but I left it there so you all could see it. We've got YKK zippers around the pack on the outside and the inside. They work as you'd expect them to. Basic pulls, easy to grab onto. If they get wet, I will say they do get a little bit slippery, but I like the skyline there on the pull. Nothing really to report. It's YKK zippers. You guys probably know what to expect. At this point, we do have YKK hardware on the strap as well. So the strap here, the buckle, is a swivel, which I do like in most situations. It's nice to be able to kind of like adjust it to where you want. But I have had a few situations, mostly when I was cycling with it or being a little bit more active, that I would kind of get it in a spot I wanted to, but then because it's swiveled, it would basically I'd get it here, but the weight was pulling it that way and it would not sit exactly where I wanted it to. Overall, I really like it. Very easy to pop open and close. Just a few times it bothered me a little bit, but that's me being nitpicky. Overall, very happy with the hardware. We've got handles on all 4 sides here, so we got a handle on both these sides here, one on the top, which you can hang with pretty easily, and then on the bottom we have one as well, and then some attachment loops here too, so you can attach things onto the bottom. We've got webbing here on the front and on the side, so you can attach different gear. This here, as you can see, is a little bit bright because the light is shining on it. It's a little bit reflective, so if you're wearing this outside at night, you can kind of be seen a little bit better. Obviously, I don't think it would take the place of a bike light, but you could attach one of those on here too as well if you want to. Above that we have, this is a hook and loop fastener, so you can take this off if you want to, so now it's very unbranded. There is a branding down here, not as easy to see, but you can add your own patch up here if you want, or if you want to like put it upside down or something. You can get funky with it, put it whichever way you want to. Just adds a little bit of customization, which I think is fun. So we've got pretty ample padding on this back panel here. I'm not sure how well you can hear that. It does have some noise to it, and that's just really when you're manipulating it around or you're moving it, you might hear that. When I'm wearing it, I don't hear it, but it is pretty padded, which I really like, and we also have, the aeration to keep things cool. As far as the strap is concerned, it does have this nice padded area here at the top. So when you put this thing on, this is going to be giving you some extra padding on your shoulder, which adds comfort, I think. The strap itself does not have any padding, as you can see. That doesn't bother me so much because this isn't a huge sling, so you're not going to have a ton of weight in there, and most of the weight is going to be on the shoulder, and you have that bit of padding there for this. If you wear it pretty tight, I tend to wear things pretty tight. It can dig in a little bit, especially if you're wearing like a thin shirt, but overall, I found this back panel harness system to be very comfortable. I think that is also helped along by the fact that we have a reversible or ambidextrous, however you want to call it, strap here. So you can wear it on either shoulder if you're left-handed, right-handed, or if just one of your shoulders gets tired from carrying it, you're wearing this thing all day, you can switch over to the other one. And the strap is pretty easy to adjust. We've got this little pull thing here, and you can kind of mess with that to get the tightness of the strap how you want. You can hold onto there and just adjust it pretty easily. So it gives you the tools at your disposal to tighten it and loosen it at will to get it where you want, and then it holds it pretty tight once you've got it where you want it to be. There is a strap keeper, and it is plastic, so you can kind of loop this back up like this. This is pretty tight right now, but it keeps the strap out of your way if you're wearing it tighter. So this is how I typically wore it. As I said, I do find this to be very comfortable, and I like the fact that you can switch it from one shoulder to the next and just get a little bit of customizability with how you are wearing it. Just the back panel does a lot for me, and then also depending how you wear it, like so right now, I don't have that much of that padding up here. I can kind of like shift it up here to get more of that padding on my shoulder, but how I wore it, kind of further back, I don't get as much of that, but it is still kind of helping a bit on the back, but you can adjust it if you want to get more shoulder help there. You have to tighten it a little bit more, but it just depends how you like to wear it. And that strap system I talked about earlier, so I've got this little D-ring here, and if I want to loosen it up, I can just pull on that and it loosens up like that. I don't have a great use for that in like practicality, but it helps to take it off if you don't want to undo the buckle, or maybe you don't have as good, mobility with your hands to undo the buckle every time. So on the front of the pack here, we have a small pocket, which is great for a phone. I've got this thing pretty packed out right now, so it is kind of tough to get it in and out of there, but I've got my iPhone 11 inside of there. Normally there is a bit of room to spare, but if you really pack this thing out, as I do have it right now, it can be hard to get it in and out of there. So just keep that in mind, especially if you have a bulkier case, that might not work for you. This is a pretty small case I have on there. But if you have something bigger and bulkier, it might not slide in so easily. There's no organization or anything inside of here, just a small spot to put your phone. If you don't want to put your phone there, you can put your wallet there. If you don't want to put your wallet there, you could put, really anything small. I had when I was on a bike ride this week, I put a snack bar in there, and halfway through the bike ride I ate it, and my bag was a little lighter, so that was nice. We have another, I guess, depends how you quantify it or qualify it, another secondary compartment here. This could be seen as the main compartment depending how you look at it, but this one here is just kind of a large open compartment. Got my headphones in there right now, and also a packable rain jacket, because this time of year in Michigan, if you're going for a bike ride, you never know if you're going to need a rain jacket because it might rain. But as you can see, just kind of a big open area here, not a ton of organization. We have a liner pocket here. There isn't really any padding on this liner pocket, so this is probably a good spot for maybe a book or something you're not super worried about getting smashed. Obviously there is some protection here from something smashing it, but I'm just kind of a worrywart when it comes to that kind of thing, so I didn't put a tablet or anything like that in there. We do have a spot in the next compartment for a tablet. So overall, just a big open area to fit stuff in, but as you can see, now you're going to see how easy it is to slide my phone in and out of there. So depending how much stuff you have in this compartment will affect this compartment. I will say this is a pretty big, bulky thing here. So if I just were to have my headphones in there, it's not as bad. But that's just something to consider when you're looking at these two secondary compartments. So the main compartment, the first time I opened it, I hadn't looked at their product page yet. And I won't lie, it really surprised me. So you pop this open, and it's kind of like a clamshell opening, depending how you look at it. And there's not a ton in here. And on this side, we have a tablet sleeve, just got a Kindle stowed inside there right now. Slide that over here. And this has a bit more padding than that one in the secondary compartment. And it also has a nice soft material on this side. I don't really know why there isn't soft material on this side too. I don't really get that, because you normally see this soft material on the, so you can put the glass side of your tablet or whatever. But you can't fit an 11-inch tablet in here, and you have padding from the back panel and then padding on this as well to keep it safe. So there are two stretchy mesh pockets here on this side, both very nice because they stretch. You can put a lot of gear in here, but I found myself not using these a ton. I just packed the gear that I typically bring with me in a side of a sling or something like that inside of here, and I didn't have a use for these. I think they're very helpful, and maybe if I went on a longer trip and had different things I need to bring with me, or if I was carrying a camera and wanted to put my photography accessories inside of here, I would do that, and it would fit because it stretches. But there is actually a hidden compartment inside of here that opens. It's kind of turns this into a divider, kind of pop it open here. So how we have this now, it opens like this, and we almost have a tech pouch inside of here. So I typically carry a tech pouch with me all the time. So I use this as my tech pouch, and as you can see, maybe my tech pouch isn't as large or doesn't have as many items in it as other people's tech pouches, because there's a lot of leftover room inside of here. So on this side, I have my battery bank, big old Anker 20,000 milliamp battery bank, my cables, 3 cables, because you always need that micro USB still, power brick, and then my Joby Grip Tight 1 micro stand. So again, if I was traveling maybe with my photography gear, I'd have more stuffed inside of here, but I believe these are 21 different loops. And as you can see, you've got all different kinds of shapes and sizes staggered differently, depending on what kind of gear or what you want to put inside of here. You got some pen loops as well, a stylus, something like that. So this is elastic, but it's not super stretchy. I mean, you can, put some, get some stretch out of it if you pull, but it's not super loose, which I like because it holds onto your gear really well. Have a liner pocket here on this back side, and depending how much gear you stow in this liner pocket, you might not get as much room out of these elastic on this side. But overall, I think this is a very unique design, But if you have larger items in your current tech pouch, and you try to put them in here, it makes it kind of hard to close this up and close it. And also, if you have a bunch of stuff in here, you're gonna kind of eat into the space inside of here and eat into what you can use inside of these pockets. So it's really a balancing act. And I don't think that I had enough gear that I use on a daily basis to really make this worth it. But I think it's very intuitive. I like it a lot. And I'm excited to give this a go on a longer trip where maybe I'm not gonna be stopping at home so frequently, and I can, put all of my stuff in here, some photography stuff in here. I think it's a very unique design and just kind of hides it as well. You can stuff like your passport back here or something like that. And it's just really well hidden with this zipper system here. Just kind of zips it away. And then you can put more of your like daily use items and stuff inside of these pockets, and your tablet, maybe even a book if you're not, big on a tablet or something like that, and then close it up. And it's a pretty small, size. Obviously there's nothing in it right now, so there's not as much stuff, but overall very happy with how much gear I was able to fit inside of here. The comfort's pretty nice. I'm not completely sold on the harness system. It's just, again, a little bit too much for me personally, but I think some users will get a lot out of that, especially like the swivel and the ability to just kind of pull it off very quickly. So overall, very happy with this thing, and it's very intuitive, and it takes a while to get used to it. So there you have it, the Manhattan Portage Atlas Sling Pro. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.